Hey guys, I've seen a couple videos where some different people had one of these 4.5 inch bandsaws, and you can get them at Harbor Freight, Northern Hydraulics, different places like that. And I'd seen where a couple people had done a few upgrades. And now this old saw here, I've had for a long time. I've probably had this saw for probably pretty near 20 years. It's held up excellent, and I certainly cannot complain. I did have to replace a motor on it because I did a major no-no. I walked away and left this thing running, and I got to talking on the phone, and the next thing you know, I smelled something burning, and I come back in here and the motor was on fire. Anyway, I had seen where some people had done a few upgrades. Now this unit originally came with a set of legs on it, and I never even put the legs together. Instead, I built this little stand right here, and in the bottom it's got a little reservoir down in there, and it's got a little pump in it. I added on to this coming out of the pump down there, and it's got a control valve, and it drops lubricant down on there. There's a switch right here that runs a lubricant pump and pumps a cutting fluid up, and then it comes out onto the blade as it's cutting the metal. The top of the stand is just a piece of sheet metal galvanized, like you do ductwork out of, and I actually picked it up over at one of the local air conditioning places. I can't even remember. There was a company that actually installs air conditioning units, and I just drove by there one day and asked him, man. I told him what I wanted to do and how big a piece I needed, and he cut it on his brake and put a X bend across the middle of it so it would, flange down in the middle, and he gave it to me. So it didn't cost me anything. The framing of this that I built this thing out of is actually an old bed frame from way back, when they used to have the old metal bed frames, and it had the wheels underneath the four legs. And this is a bed frame, and I pulled it apart, and it was one of the first welding projects that I did when I bought my welding machine. And hey there, Daisy girl, you coming to see me, girl? Anyway, it was one of my first welding projects, and I was learning how to weld, so it kind of killed two birds with one stone. The other modification I did originally, now this thing come with a spring on it, and the spring is what allows the blade to drop down and actually do your cutting. And what I did, I got me one of these here pistons, and I ordered this piston as a replacement part for a bigger saw, and it's got a shut-off valve right here. It's got an adjustment knob on it right here, and you adjust this knob, and as you adjust the knob, you can see, hopefully you can see the unit going on down. And basically that's the way the thing works. It just kind of goes down by gravity. You lift it up in the air, and of course you can stop it by cutting this off, but your fine-tune adjustment is right here. And when I ordered the piston and everything, I ordered it as a replacement part for a larger saw. And I also went on and ordered the brackets for the top and the bracket that went on the bottom, and just mounted those onto the frame and configured it around. So I was able to get rid of the spring that normally is located over here on this side of the machine, and actually attached right there on that stud nut that's sticking out back there. Right there. Normally that spring is attached right there, comes up and comes to an eye bolt right up in this area, and has a handle on it that you tighten up. And so I was able to do away with all that. And anyhow, it's you know, as you can see, it's pretty cool. I mean, it definitely saves on blades. I'll say that much for it. Because you know, you're cutting on the thing, and it's kind of going down through there kind of slow, and you know, cutting kind of slow. And I've actually got it moving right fast right now so that you can see it moving, but it'll actually move a lot slower than that. So you know, if you're looking to upgrade one of these machines and do some modifications to it, in my opinion, these were definitely worthwhile modifications. The only other thing that I'm actually thinking about changing on this thing now is I'm gonna cut me a plate to go on this jaw right here, this vise, and make this thing come on out here flush with the end of this blade. And that will help with, I'm gonna drill holes through it and bolt it on there so it's on there permanent. Now that's going to cut down on the thickness of the material that I can stick in there, but it'll help me to be able to cut shorter pieces, because I can bring this, you know, this side of the jaw can be brought on out further this way, and I can use a jack nut over here to cut shorter pieces. Because as it is right now, if you put a shorter piece in there, when you tighten this thing up, it kind of, you know, it kind of rotates in. If you got one of these saws, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's just something that I've been kind of milling over in my head, that might be another upgrade that I may do, you know, down the road. I'm not real sure if I'm going to do it or not. You know, my project days are nearly over, I guess. I don't do as many projects, and I really don't fool around with this stuff as much as I used to. I kind of wish I did, but I just, my shop is a mess back here. This is, man, what a mess. I got a lot of stuff back here. Anyway, there's the big south bin. She's a hoss. That thing needs cleaning too, man. That thing's dirty. Got a little bit of rust coming up on her. I don't get to use that thing very much. I like my little lathe so much that I just don't even use the old 17-inch Tornado. She's a beast now. She's a hoss. She's long and strong, and she'll get the job done, though. I can tell you that. If you want to turn something like a drive shaft, you can best believe it'll turn a drive shaft. Look at all that fog. Land sakes, I reckon. Foggy day out here today. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of upgrade, and I'll catch you next time. Later.